I grew up every single day wanting to be an entertainer. So I had left my job that I'm currently at to go work for the damn U.S. Postal Service. I lost my two close friends who are family, John and Jeff. And with that birthed the remembrance of who I was as a younger child. But I know that something is going to come together. All of the different people I know that are building these communities, it's going to be beautiful. And if you have a dream, do not sell yourself short and put yourself in a position just based off of the people around you expressing things about the future. You have your future. Are these in the shot? You can't have these in the shot.
You could. Unless they sponsoring us, right?
They're not sponsoring us.
Welcome, everybody, to Red and Black. My name is Red, your host, and I am here with my friend Manza, who is a creative, an artist, a performer, and overall a great dude with a ton of talent whom I believe in very much. Manza, it's great to have you here. We're in this moment right now, and you're very certain of yourself. You said this came at a good time for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Why is that? Why is this moment right now, this time of your life, special to you or purposeful? Like, what about this moment?
It kind of feels like 2019 all over again.
What happened in 2019?
So much. That's when I graduated high school. But not to be like reminiscent of those days, I would say I experienced my first loss that hurt me. I lost my two close friends who are family, John and Jeff. And with that birthed the remembrance of who I was as a younger child, And for me right now, I could think like it's so much about going back and reflecting and finding yourself in your present self. It's crazy. But yeah, 2019, I remembered that I'm the artist. Like, I do these things based off of who I am. It never came from no one else. My homie John has said, when you make it, I make it. Or we make it. Along those lines, And that stuck with me. And so I launched, in a sense, Thank You Manza from there. And yeah, just kept the ball rolling. So many different mediums, so many different paths, like just traveling, meeting new people. That's where I'm at now, Major laughs. I'm making much different art than I did as a 19-year-old. I take much different photos, but it's all still me. And yeah.
What are your different mediums? Because you do have several. And we're going to have to show the people what your different mediums are, your different expressions and all of that.
Word. So I'd say Manza definitely would be the artist. He's the one that paints. He's the one that's making the clothes, He's more of the personality that people know. I'd say when I'm making music, I like to channel Domino Holiday. Not someone that people don't really know too well. It kind of feels like an alter ego, but it very well is just myself being my ego, I guess. Your ego is not you. And so I'd say that's probably the ego. Manza has a bit of the ego, but not really. And then I'd say Manny is like Emmanuel is definitely the writer. But Manny is like definitely the free spirit, and that's where it all comes together. I'd say like Manny is the childhood, this is just some kid shit. So I'm either painting, I'm either making the music, taking photos, or thinking, what are the mediums, man? What do I do?
You're a thoughtful dude.
It's
so
a lot, dog.
You got artistry in terms of you're a painter. You have artistry in terms of making music. I won't even say a rapper.
All right, thank you.
You are an artist, like a musician.
Not that a rapper is bad at all. I would love to be a rapper, but I don't sit here and tell myself I'm the greatest rapper.
But you can rap.
But I could definitely rap. But I can make music. I can make music. I can say that confidently.
And photographs, writing. I mean, all of these things are just different versions of expressing. And one of the things you said at first was that this is very true to you. And it's kind of just like your experience put through this funnel of whatever medium like you're shoving it through, right? It's just like take all of this and try to get the same feeling that I felt when I experienced it, right?
No joke.
So which one, I mean, none of them are truer than the other, but which one do you find yourself going to more? So let's run it back. Remember, there's painter, singer, musician, photographer, dancer. We can't forget about that one, bro. That was the original one.
Exactly. That is the original one. Shout out to the guys and shout out to everyone who's ever seen me dance. You know, that's a very touching part of the journey, and that's something that I would love to get back into. But we'll see. That should be coming into the forefront.
It's all going to come together somehow. So which one do you find yourself going to most, or which is the one that is kind of like your reflex?
The reflex, I'd say, is making a song. Like, I can make a song about anything. But I would say, like, where I keep going to, especially when I'm, like, either going through anything or wanting to, in a sense, talk to myself, I'm painting. People think I paint with music all the time. That should be quiet as shit. Like, real quiet. But it be loud. Like, it's so quiet, but it's so loud. The conversations that are going on up there is like, you better keep thinking, bro, because there's a lot of them.
So that's kind of the fuel when you're creating, is like, is it a dialogue between you and yourself, or is it just kind of like analysis?
I'd say it's a dialogue between me and myself for sure. Like, bro, there's so much I be thinking about, you know, like.
What kind of things come to mind when you just start painting, or when you're in the flow of it?
All right, so when I'm in the flow of it, I'd say I straight just will pick up the canvas. I'd start gessoing it. Right now I'm playing with different ways of gessoing a canvas to harden it. I can't leak the formula. I don't know what this whole thing is about, people just showing everybody the formula.
Right.
Obviously, you can do it too, but let me ask something for a second. Just for a second. So yeah, there's this idea that I've been trying to cook, and I just pick up the color that I hear. Like, a lot of it is reflex based or like subconscious, and then I do a lot of like color theory when I'm like really trying to make the piece sit. But the initial is definitely subconscious as hell. Like, I have various types of paints that I use, and I could just open up the box and my pen will just go for this exact color, and it will start the piece and it's like starting the song. Like, you just need a word. And like, that's why I'd say singing and painting are definitely, or like, yeah, just making a song and painting definitely are the ways that I'm always going back to, because those are the ways that I express myself through words if I want to do it. But if I don't have the words and I'm still just having the thoughts, I still need to express it, because we can't be trapped. We can't be trapped.
I find it so interesting that when you said subconscious, you pointed at your gut.
Yeah.
And, you know, consciousness is associated with like your brain or like your head or whatever, but subconscious, or like that kind of reflex, that natural knowing, is like the gut.
Yeah, bro.
You know, so it's like, I just found that really interesting. But when you're talking about like finding the colors and like you kind of just go.
Yeah.
And I've seen you paint before, and it's not like you have that in your mind. You're like, I need to recreate this. You just are going, and then it's almost like there's like an alien hand. It's just like, shh.
Bro.
And it's so interesting because some creatives are just like, they have something in mind. They're like, I want to do it this way. And they're just trying to like perfect something.
All right.
Whereas with you, it's just kind of like, it's like not you that's doing it. It's like you, right? Like the whole experience of you, or whatever you want to call that.
Indeed.
That's what's doing it, rather than like your physical body in that moment is like creating it. Does that make sense?
Indeed. I think I am approaching my work in terms of like therapy lessons. So like expectations. Like, sometimes I definitely do try to go with a vision. And that's when I make like the pretty work. That's like super, super pretty and it's calculated. But in a sense, it's like, it's not really what I thought it was going to come out as. And like, just having that expectation, I don't want to ever have no doubts in the work that I'm doing. So I think the knowing is much better than like thinking the expected. But there's a lot of trained artists. I'm just a different type of artist, and I can understand that.
What makes you so different?
Well, shit, I'd say I didn't do it traditionally. I'd say I'm being a young nigga and saying I invented the whole putting on my own exhibitions, you know what I mean? Obviously, that's what the OGs were doing. But that's not what somebody was doing in 2019. The pandemic didn't even start. Niggas ain't start doing that whole, I'm a creative. I never not once said that I was a creative. But now I understand that's where the verbiage works, you know what I mean? I grew up every single day wanting to be an entertainer. I don't know if any of these people or anybody in general, my age group, remembers like the idea of like, yo, I want to be an entertainer. That was the profession, not a social media content creator. Like, I wanted to be an entertainer. And yeah, I think that's still where it's at.
What other kinds of entertainment did you want to get into? Like, did you ever want to be like a stand-up comic?
Oh, man. Shit. I think I'm funny as hell now. Now, these days, I think I'm the funniest dude. I walk into any room, I'm going to make sure someone's laughing because, like, I understand what laughter does for people. You know what I mean? I understand what laughter does for me. And also being a funny nigga is like, hey, shit, you funny as shit. But I'd say growing up, I definitely wanted to be a dancer. And I'd say that was the entertainment that I really saw fit. You know, like, I wanted to be on tour with, like, Chris Brown and shit. Like, Beyonce, I wanted to like be in those things, and seeing that like all of those things are possible with like someone like Jordan Ward, you know what I mean? Like, bro, he danced for Beyonce, and now he just makes slaps, you know what I mean?
I didn't know that was his background,
bro. People have backgrounds, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
people have journeys, yo. Like,
bro, it's a journey. Like, I know my Alvin Ailey time is gonna be something that like always stands within my career.
Right, like let's not gloss over the fact that you were an Alvin Ailey dancer.
But that was a good time period, and like shout out to my family for really, in a sense, pushing that, and people in my elementary and middle school that saw me as a star, and you know put me in the position to meet the right people, to put me into the school, and obviously give me an opportunity to audition, etc., etc. But I'd say the dancer was what I wanted to be. Obviously a child actor. Shit, I'm definitely going to go into acting as I get more acclimated into my artistry, for sure. I missed out on being a film student, you know what I mean? Or like a theater kid. That was something that no kid should ever shit on. All of the theater kids are the people that we watch on TV. Just remember that. Like,
and some of the greatest, I mean, like, there are some things that humans are really, like, so great at, like, what makes us special. Like, being a theater person, like, think about what you can do. You can perform, you can sing, you can dance, you can act, you can convince. Like, that's, like, the peak of, like, what makes us human outside of, like, hunting or, like, lifting things or, you know, like, rearing children.
Most definitely.
That's the thing. You know, like, that's the little secret sauce. So it's like... You can learn to do that. You can kind of like learn to do anything, like the world's a stage type of thing.
Indeed. My little cousin is a star right now, Alana Copeland. She's going into LaGuardia next year, but she's a theater rat. I think that's going to be such a time. Like, just having now, in a sense, 2 kids in the family who want to pursue that dream. It's like, wow. All you have to do is see someone chase it, and it falls in line.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens with, like, social media, you know? Someone just has to show someone that they can do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool.
Yeah. You just need, like, not even a success story. It's just kind of like, I see the way they did it, and I can do something like that.
Right.
Or, like, that inspires me to do it my own way. I want to talk about dancing in terms of, like, it's like this really central thing to being alive is, like, expressing through dancing and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's actually so interesting that dance seems to have preceded language. So like the way you and I are speaking is like the most efficient way to communicate, but is it? You know, because like with dancing, movement, like facial expressions, that communicates like the most central emotions or like ideas in a way that words really can't.
Right.
And dancing is something that's just kind of like, you can just I feel like you can just do it. Like people be taught
You can just do it.
I always thought that, and I'm like, yo, there's like
do
dancing lessons. Like you can hone it, of course.
Yeah.
But like you can just do it. So like talk about that.
Yeah, so I definitely would say I'm freestyle based. I'd say I stopped dancing around the time period of like 2014, 2015, like Ian Eastwood, like slow motion stop vibes. That shit is fire as hell, but I'd say that was the time period that I kind of felt very pressured by my surroundings to not be in that type of lane. And that's a detour that like I wouldn't want any other kid to ever face. And so that's why I think the transition into that will be one of the greater things. But I don't know how a rapper is supposed to be pop locking, you know what I mean?
Bro,
but
you if anyone can make it happen, you can do it.
But if I'm the person that has to do it, you know, I guess I will have to live in my truth.
Some of the greatest people are the ones who do something first or do something new. And it doesn't have to be the best. It's just like they did it first. And it's like, fuck, they did that shit. Like, bro, the guy who can like do it all, who can sing and dance, like there are examples, but in the way that you do it, I don't think there's been one yet. And I see it and I believe it.
Bro, thank you. I do appreciate that. But yeah, no, I'd say dance. What was the question again?
How is dance to you? Let's talk about your freestyle dance type of
so expression. In terms of just like the expression, man, like, yo, it's just being you. You have to know tempo. You have to know that feeling. The same way you nod your head is the same translation that your body knows.
Right.
Like we all live at a different rhythm. Mm-hmm. Like I know my BPM is 80. My BPM is 80 or like 120. So if I'm really chilling, it's just this. Like if someone right. counts this up, this will probably be 80. Oh, no bullshit. What's your bounce?
Mine is probably a little higher than that at most times. I know this because of the music that is my top listen to.
You get me.
It's all super fast.
Word.
And music that I'm usually drawn to is pretty fast. Slower music is usually not my thing.
Word.
And yeah, I mean, there are days where I'm like really humming, where I'm just like boop, 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 thing after thing. Word. And I'm literally like nodding or like snapping as I'm doing something. Bro. You've seen like those old cartoons where like they're like snapping while they're walking? Mm-hmm. It's the same pace type of thing. I'm not sure the exact number of mine. Like that type of like Bach thing.
144, 158.
Yeah, it's up there.
That's where you're at.
Yeah.
I promise.
I'm just like high production too. Yeah. So like I just do a lot and like fast and like intense.
Yeah.
So it's probably something all the way up there.
Yeah, and so I think like you know your rhythm and you just go from that. You like literally just translate that head nod into who you are, you know. You could just walk cool, you know what I mean? You could just swag, you know what I mean? It's just being you, yo. It's just being you. And the one thing that really is there's no real way how to dance. So people may think your style of dance is funny because they just never seen it before.
Yeah. And but when people think things are funny a lot of time, they really just admiring the fuck out of it. They're like, bro, I can't control how much I like this, so I'm going to laugh at it. They're like, that's so dumb. It's like, fuck. I love that. How similar is that to like your style of painting? Is it?
So it's like definitely
pretty close.
Yeah, bro, you've seen me paint. So and especially with music. When I do paint with music, I'm dancing. I'm just having fun. You see the boy. I'm just swagging. Like it is just for me. I'm definitely matching the tempo, and so that's what's fun with the paintings. Some artists or some people can tell when I was going really slow. You know what I mean? But some people can tell the marks that were really fast. For me, I can tell them based off of the songs I was listening to, the colors I was picking at that time, you know? Like, everything is influenced subconsciously, for sure, you know what I mean? Like, if we're listening to a certain song, we're going to match that vibe. Like, we're in a fucking yellow room, we're calm as fuck. Like, and it's crazy, like,
what are your moods like? It could be outside of painting and stuff, but like, what are your moods like? Do they change a lot? Are you like a moody person? Not like temperamental, but do you have like a large swath of moods and can you access them?
Man, yeah. So for sure, like right now my stilo is like a black cowboy. You know what I mean? That's the swag. But if I want to go throw on some I ain't throwing on no Rick Owen fit or any of those talking. But, you know, if I wanted to throw on, like, you know, a nice... I'm already wearing a nice polo. This is just my swag. But I'd say I'm versatile in... What was the question again? You're going to have a couple of those. What was the question again?
That train has left the station.
Yeah, one more time.
Like the moods that you experience.
So yeah, that's why I pulled out my phone. So I'd say I fall into different genres. And so I can either get into my alternative bag. I'm still standing. Elton John is what I just enjoyed on my lunch break. I like to run songs back.
So what does that say about your mood? Like, was that the way you were already feeling? Did you just run into that song and now that's the way you're feeling?
I have definite earworms that just fume. It's like I be telling people, like, it's like a radio station in my head. And any song, whatever song it is, it's going to play. And I'm going to have to play it. You know, I'm going to have to play it. I was just standing there. I was eating this damn empanada. I was eating a damn empanada, a chicken empanada, outside on Queens Boulevard. And, man, I'm just like, I got to
chicken empanada on Queens Boulevard with some Elton John in the background. Like, that's like a whole theme.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I definitely do. And these aren't songs that are typically within your...
I'm not necessarily about to just drop... Oh, shout out fucking Boss Man D-Lo. That shit turned me up. See, like, and that's what I can say. I get into that type of mood, but that's not my lifestyle. But I can understand where that song is taking someone, you know? 2,000 on a coat. Like, I know my homies. I know how my homies feel when they spend 2,000 on a coat. I ain't never really... But I know that mood.
You know how it would feel.
You know, I know how it would feel. So I'd say I fall into those moods where I like to experience it.
I think those things more so speak to, it's like braggadocious and confident and stuff, but it's more so like, this is really me. Like, this is my shit. Like, I own it.
You get what I'm saying?
It's not so literal. It's not like...
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have that coat, but like, I have something equivalent.
I know what you mean, bro. Yeah. And it's like, he's living his truth. That dude is living his truth.
I love those kinds of contradictions almost. Like a singing, like really powerful vocal song with like a real hip hop element.
Bro, that's how you make the track, bro.
Yeah. You record music where? Like tell us about how, like the mechanics and the hardware of what you do.
I rock a really small kit. I got an audio box, 86 or 96, whatever it's called, with the kit mic. But shout out my guy Al from VS. He made a premix for me on FL that I have been able to, you know, tinker in my own way to make my songs. But I do record in a parked car that does not move in my driveway. It's an Audi A4, you know, 2014. So it gives a cool vibe, but it's just parked with no power. So, you know, I connect some electricity from my house into the car. And, you know, I strap the microphone over the sun blocker thing. I don't know. I'm not a car dude. No. But yeah, I drape it across there, and I have the laptop in my lap. I press record, and I do the damn thing. You know, I tweak the little knobs on the microphone so I can hear myself better and shit. But I am not no engineer. Shout out to the engineers and all the people that do those things for real. You know, I never like to say I'm anything that I'm not, you know. But I like to say what I am. And I know that I am.
Get shit done. You gotta get it how you can, bro.
And so, yeah, that's really when it went into that song. Like, even there's an ad-lib on there that says Postman. Like, it's real fire. It's like, what I say? Might as well see him on the driveway. Postman. It's like, you got the mailbox at the driveway. It's like, that's not swag shit.
And it's so true. Like, you just being so true.
Yeah.
That's like what really, like, you can feel that.
Yeah, I will say, you know, shout out Nipsey. Nipsey has said some shit. If you ain't got nothing to rap about, you shouldn't be rapping. And, you know, it's like, that makes sense. But I think everybody got something to rap about because everybody got something to talk about. They just got to talk about what they know. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Hemingway said that, right? The truest thing you know.
Like, and
that's
so,
like the best type of stuff to read. And
that's when I started making way better music because I was making music about like shit that I didn't have and things that I also really didn't pertain to me, you know? That wasn't in my...
Like what?
Super promiscuous. Like
not the horny raps.
I'm not the horny raps, but shit. You get me? Like, and I think, honestly, a lot of the music that I was making, I probably was in that vein at 17, 18, 19, 20, you know? I was in that vein, so it's not too far removed, but I also understood the form of manifestation in the words that I'm saying on this microphone mean something. And as much as I like those songs, that's not really in the direction that my heart beats, you know? Like, everybody got something that their heart beats to. And I know that's not really what I would want to influence the masses with if I had the opportunity, being that I do have the opportunity to put something out there that's, in a sense, probably positive. You know? I may be talking about smoking weed as a drug and shit, but I ain't talking about spliffing nobody or, like, making
That's what's so tough
somebody,
about...
like, you know, like, I ain't doing none of that. I just rap about what's cool to me. And I talk about definitely going through things and experience. The music comes from experience. Everything comes from experience. Like, time is the greatest teacher for a fact. Like, you ain't gonna be great the first time around, but, like, a couple times later, bro, you might be great.
That's why I think it's difficult about assessing some of the music that, like, people put out and stuff. Because if it is true to them, but if it's negative and, like, you know, detracting from society, just like reductionist shit, it's tough because it's like that's true to them and it's real and you should know about that. You know, like, obviously faking it that's just not the way. But if it's real, it's real,
bro. And that's where I can understand. Like, I just am not on that side of things. I think I have found what I want to talk about right now is definitely just being yourself, helping the people around you, some love vibes, you know, and just swag. Like, it's not about anything outside of swag, you know. Like, let's get some cool clothes eventually, you know what I mean? Let's make something dope. Let's talk about going on vacation.
It's like helping people out,
you know what I mean? Like,
your creations.
I don't make sad music as much anymore. I definitely will say I'm on a positive tip, which is pretty cool.
What about, how do you see this as, like, giving back to people and, like, inspiring positive change and stuff, especially now that you're making more positive music?
Man, everybody needs something like that. Everybody need that feel-good song, you know? And I think I'll give it to them, you know? The whole project, I think my whole project is really solid. I think I might have to do, like, either some type of performance or some type of re-release where people are able to actually go and listen to this project. It's 15 minutes. Every song holds a bit of truth in, I think, many people's life. I don't think it's far removed from anyone, yo. Like, Redemption song? Yo.
That's a good song.
Come on, bro. Like, bro, Redemption song, Runaway, Back in My Head Again, like, back in my head again is, who's not in their head, bro? Who's not in their head? We gonna act like niggas not in their head? And that's the problem for me. I hated that niggas is acting like they was not in their head.
Yeah.
Like,
so you had to be the one to say it.
You know what I mean? I know you in your head. And what, y'all not gonna gravitate towards it? This is relatable. You know what I mean? But I might have to just sell it a little different, you know. I'll shirt off or some shit. But see, like I said, bro, right now I'm in my comedian phase. I'm out here just laughing, bro. It's fun. Like,
tell me about your community-based initiatives, because you don't just talk the talk, bro.
Yeah.
Put some groundwork in.
Respect. So, shout out to Rosedale, Queens. You know, I put Queens on there for the people who are gonna be mad about that, but Rosedale is a small town made up of a lot of Caribbean folk. The Caribbean folk is family, no matter where you're from. You know what I mean? I do have a basketball court in my hometown that was painted and, you know, acknowledged by the New York City Parks Association, et cetera, et cetera. But
painted by you.
Painted by me, and, you know, literally it was just my way of giving back. And it's right across from the workout center where, you know, people are able to get money on their calisthenics stuff right now. I'd say the murals that I have in the community, people take photos outside of them all the time, you know. People do photo shoots, and I think that just makes people be like, oh, Rosedale got some cool shit. Nah, I know this part in Queens that I know this like little small shit that got like, yo, the fire murals. I know I'm doing something for the people. I go to my Jamaican restaurant pretty much every day. You know what I mean? They know me by name. The Chinese food store know me by name. You know, Crown Fry know me by name. Poppy know me by name. The Ox. And I said Ox for the people here, but, you know, my boy Sai, my boy fucking Abdul, you know, like, the delis are well aware of who Manza is, you know. Mm-hmm. They allow me to do my pop-ups outside of their properties. Like, they're not getting paid for that, but they know that I'm doing something that's going to change the way that kids see themselves. At first, it was definitely only, like, being a scammer or, like, being an athlete. I didn't know too many kids that wanted to be, like, a doctor. But, you know, it transitioned into that, being kids going to high schools in different places. I went to high school on Long Island. So I feel like my perspective, I didn't see too much, you know what I mean? I didn't see as much as I needed to. But I know a lot of kids who went to my middle school ended up seeing a lot of different things and found various careers, you know what I mean? They didn't have to be the scammer or the athlete. In a sense, I stayed in the hood, you know what I mean? And so I knew that I had to, in a sense, change the direction of where I thought I was going. And yeah, that was just the way I did it, through the community, like showing kids like there's another route. You can be an artist. Like, you can make music. You can take photos. You can have a brand. You can make money by being you. You don't gotta take nobody money. And if you're not a hooper, you're not really out here, bro. If you're not committed to that, don't lie. A lot of people put a lot of work into that. And I respect, bro, this is one theme that's going to be here. Bro, I respect the people who do they shit. Mm-hmm. Like, that shit is not a joke. So don't be out here saying, oh, I play ball. Nigga, you don't play ball. That nigga play ball. You enjoy basketball. It's a rhetoric, bro. We got to speak properly. Like, we got to speak properly because we talking about ourselves. We got to love ourselves for real. We be lying.
Yeah,
like,
it's hard to have
and so that's why I don't sit here and cap. Like, I'm not the craziest photographer, but I know elements of photography that make me add that to my artistry. I know I'm not the greatest rapper or singer, but I know elements that I get into a pocket niggas can't do. So, okay, cool. I add that into the artistry. I know parts where I am not a designer, bro, but I know I can make some type of clothes. So it adds to the artistry.
It's all a spectrum.
It's a spectrum, but, you know, I give a lot of kudos to the people who are at their levels because they did it, you know? And people have to respect that, you know? But people have to respect the way that I do it because it's like no one thought you could just have your hand all in it and do it actually pretty well, you know what I mean? It may be in some way, shape, or form, it all adds up to excellence. And I feel that I should be in that same excellence that people are respecting these days, you know? Genuinely.
And so with the kids, like that's like your target, right? Is to target kids and like show them, hey, this is the way to do it. And that's a way to bolster a community.
Yeah.
And so with kids, like it's so tough, especially now, to like show them, hey, you should be doing this, because there's no real right answer. Like it's tough to, you know, back then, even something like 10 years ago, you'd be like, oh no, you want to go to school, you want to get a job, you want to get money.
This shit is
now it's like, you don't really know. Like there's no right answer. So maybe it's that. Maybe it's like striving for excellence and like try to be excellent at something or several things, or like find something you love, something like that.
Word.
That might be a more realistic approach.
Word.
So you feel like that's kind of what your community-based stuff tries to do? Like you try to reach them through that?
Yeah, I think I just really try to reach them through the art. Having them see something different. A lot of people don't see any of that scale or style of art unless they go to the city. People from my neighborhood, they don't care about going to no damn city. You love this house kitchen thing, but we are not leaving, you know what I mean? We got the LIRR, we could get there in 30, but we ain't worried.
Mm-hmm. You got whatever you need.
Yeah, you know, so what they can see may expand their mind and be like, yo, oh shit, I actually saw this same thing in the city. Or I saw something like this. I wonder why they're doing this around here. It sparks conversation, it sparks interest, you know. And I'd say the young kids in my neighborhood, they all know me, you know what I mean? That's what's fun, you know, and it makes it more real for them. It makes it more real being vocal and like having them see it. And so yeah, I'd say it's through the art. They love taking photos in front of the murals. That shit is swag. I have this idea that I'm cooking right now. I can't give it away yet, but there's something very beautiful for the kids. They're gonna be very happy.
That's awesome. Creating stuff and like the whole, just being like an artist, that's not something that is usually encouraged, like inner city communities, the Black community. It's not something that is very common. It could be like a little stigmatized. Is that something that you felt when you were younger, or were you like fully encouraged to go after what you wanted?
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. I speak on my family and say like, yo, kudos to them. There was not until I got to this age, that I ever felt any kickback on being the artist, like genuinely. And that's what could tremble my voice, because it's like, that's what scared me. You know, that's why I was at the post office. The one believers, the OG believers, started starting to fade.
Yeah.
And that shit will make you lose it. That shit will make you lose it very quickly, because it's like, nigga, shit, I only believed it because y'all believed it. Shit. But wait, y'all don't see it no more? Do I have to show y'all or something? And so,
well, there you go.
Yo, it's like, oh, okay.
That's
it all made sense. It all makes sense. But no, the family definitely pushed me. Like my mom, my grandmother, my aunt, or my uncle, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you want to touch base on that, but shout out my uncle. We don't talk too heavily right now, but that is the guy who definitely said that I could be whatever I want, and he showed it. He went and became whoever he needed to be, you know, for his time, you know. He achieved the goal for many, you know, have the album cover that stands the test of time. For those who know the Easter egg, Good Kid, M.A.A.D City.
Wait, so talk about that story. You can't just drop that.
My uncle shot the Good Kid, M.A.A.D City cover. So in that idea, I won't talk too heavily on his accomplishment, because one day he will speak on it at his own time. But I will say, him doing that, it obviously was not the first thing. You get what I'm saying? So the things that I was able to see before, you know, this before 2012, before 2011, 2010, 2008, yeah, maybe a young kid, but your brain is soaking up all of that. So in a sense, I knew the blog era before I knew what music really even understood. Right. That's what he was really immersed in. And, you know, me understanding how it is to make music, what it is to be a song, how it is to flow on these beats, like, that all came from, like, the subconscious upbringing of the people who supported me, you know? And bro, today, you know, like, I could sit here with confidence and say, like, I know I can make a good song. I don't doubt the songs, bro. I just know that's not the music that people are listening to right now. But I gotta figure out how to get them to listen to the music, bro, because it's powerful, and it's what drove me to be me. It's like, yo, it's not you don't want to be me, but hey, bro, I'm not a bad person and I don't want to be shit. Because, like, and it was the music, like Super Duper Lemonade, like
facts,
like, bro.
I think this is my belief, is that hip hop, rock, like all these like indie type of genres, that's gonna circle back.
It's here
as society kind of like reaches this inflection point, which is also like, it's already, that's here too. Like everything is so clearly facing some crazy point to where like the music that you've made in the past, like it's not gonna be like, oh, that's older music. It's gonna be like, nah, this is just non-linear.
Yo, bro,
this music is good. Like I want to listen to it. Here's the artist. Like, so when you say I gotta get people to listen to these songs, it's like, well, you created it already.
Yeah.
like trying to market something and like scale it like a business, that's one way to do it. But then it's also kind of like, if it's a good song, it's a good song
It's
that's
gonna
creative.
stay.
It's there.
Yeah.
You know? So like, bro, like I've been listening to Mixtape Era music, like downloaded from Mixtape.
What's
Like
your favorite mixtape?
probably Big Sean's Finally Famous 3. That is just like front to back, or like Cushion OJ.
Cushion OJ for the boy.
Black Thoughts by Tyga is an underrated mixtape, bro. And it's like, yo, bro, it's so different than what we used to now. But it's like, you know, or No Ceilings, Lil Wayne. Like there's a lot, bro. And that's what I'm saying. Like I'm going back, downloading them from Dat Piff.
Bro,
Getting them on my computer, getting them on my phone. Like these are the old school ways to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm listening to it like it's brand new. It's not just nostalgia. It's like, yo, this is realer than a lot of music.
Bro,
I love hip hop, but like, word. Like I love 90s hip hop, but I can't. That's like a different mindset than like,
you see,
you know what I mean?
And that's exactly what I said, bro. It's just a different mindset, and that's not necessarily where folks are at.
Right.
And
but they will have to be at some point.
They will have to be at some point, but you know, I think that's what held me back for a long time, like seeking the approval and trying to please. Right now, I still kind of do, but way less than I ever did in my life, and like that right now is allowing me to make the music that is like, bro, you gonna like it one day. You gonna be able to say this is a good song.
If it's real, it's real,
like,
bro.
And that's it. That's it. But I'd say that's what kept me stuck, bro. Like, needing the approval of the other people who make their own style of music. It's like,
I was going to ask you that with painting is like, when you are painting, do you worry about how it'll be, not perceived necessarily, but like, will they understand it? Or like, not will they feel it? Like, people can usually feel it, or sometimes they don't, but usually people will feel it. That doesn't mean they really understand it, though.
Yeah.
Or like, they'll even get it. Like, do you worry about that? Like, I don't want to do it like this because what if they don't get it, or like the color's too dark?
Okay, so I will say, after going to school at the Art Students League of, how do I say, that right there changed my perspective of like, ooh, this might not be an intentional decision on this painting. Yeah, you
talk
get
about that.
Boom, you know what I mean? It changed up everything, bro. So like, I have this way of like working with photos on my phone to, in a sense, look at what the values are. I don't really want to tell the secret. But long story short, our eyes can see the different shades and colors, and not the average eye can do that, but a trained eye and someone who really specializes in, or like a collector, you know, someone who admires art is going to see that like your colors are off. This actually does not complement with this. This doesn't make any sense. Where's the form? Especially in abstract painting, it's like, where's your form? Where's your form? Especially going to a school like that, you know, it's a lot of older heads. Working with newer guys, I look at some of these paintings and, bro, this shit is not traditional. The art world is different right now, and I think a lot of people are making really cool work, and it makes me feel like, yo, you just gotta make the work that you feel. Add your narratives to it and express yourself. Obviously, there's research-based artists. There's a lot of different types of artists, but you can be your own artist. And right now, I'd say I think I am about personal narratives and trying to express myself through many mediums. I think that's how I can professionally say it as an artist right now. No other way, right? No other way. But yeah, I'd definitely say that's how it is with painting.
What's the one medium that, like, you could not afford to lose? Like, if you had to, like, they're like fingers, like, that you can't chop off.
Shit. I ain't gonna lie. The paintings make money. Or, like, is what I can make money on right now in my life. So I'd say if the painting went right now, I'd be like, oh, shit, I really have to go and work with people to execute a sound that I think I'll already be fine. You know what I mean? But I don't really work with many people on my music. It's just myself. And if it wasn't myself, I think I would have a little bit of a better of a shot. So if you want to work with the boy, hit me up, because I think it's time. For real.
Time to go all out. Like, that's something that I have been feeling a lot is like, as we reach that inflection point, whatever that feeling that everybody is feeling right now, like whether or not you want to consider it like election year or like several crises and wars going on at the same time, that affects us like creatively in the way that like we want to like get something done. It's just like the time to get something done right now. What is like the way that, like, how do you feel that intensity and like how does that change your work versus like when you're kind of just like blasé about it, like passive? When things are real, like when it's intense, like when you got to get something done, what does that look like?
So I definitely lock out time if I really, really need to. I'd say in this past November, I just had about a month and a half to lock in my big homie Alon Gibbs studio, and that is where I made probably like, or at least like I started on probably 12 different paintings at various different sizes. And I just gave myself the month, in a sense, like a residency. I haven't did an actual residency, but that was my take on it. What can I do? How can I use my materials and really just give myself this exact time? And so when I had the time to block it out, and it felt urgent because of the month deadline, bro, the work came like that. But I'd say I don't really like to work too hard on deadlines. Some of the songs off of Domino Holiday's Love Songs was recorded in 2019.
Recorded in 2019?
Recorded in 2019.
Wow.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, I know the music stands the test of time. Like, I really do know that. So that's how I can release a track that I made many years ago. And people will gravitate it towards it as if it's a new sound. Everything is new, bro. They ain't seen nothing I did. Everything is new, and I gotta remember that. My shit is just old to me. Like,
old to me, new to you.
You know what I mean? Like, bro, like, literally the polos, like, people didn't cop these, bro. People didn't cop these. I had like 4 people cop, and I probably had 15 polos. Probably had 4 people cop. And genuinely, I was like, all right, how am I gonna flip this product? I started sundowning it, and I think now it looks crazy.
Yeah,
now
okay, so show it off a little bit.
Make a little more sense, you know?
Talk about the whole process behind it. And remember the mic, too.
All right, so I'm not sure if you can see the boy, but, you know, I got the Manza polo. It's a bit cropped. You got the cropped look to it. You know, painted in a various just random abstract style. It's not my style. It's what I would do on clothes, you know what I mean? This is not what you're going to get on a painting, but this is just brushwork. This is something that I am now allowing, in a sense, the average person who's not super into paint to be like, yo, I like paint now. This is your introduction. This is putting you on. This is inspiring. Like, especially with the clothes. The Manza logo, I think, is really sick. People don't know what's going on, but if you can really trace it out, you know where I'm at. For sure. But we just dropped a T in a very cool logo. And so that's subconscious as well. You get what I'm saying? People like this logo because they also recognize, they don't remember that they're looking at a logo that they really know.
Something that they feel.
Bro, that is nostalgic, you know?
And you like do this yourself, or what's
and so I was able to do it myself at Playground Printing. This is their drop. Shout out my boys, Sam and Briar. They run a fire brand called Wisconsin Design Team. Y'all should definitely check them out. But they did let me go in March. Obviously, different decisions that needed to be made. And those are my guys. Made sure that I was able to have a good job. I can't lie. I can't lie. That was a good time. But yeah, that's where I was able to make my clothes. And fortunately, you guys gravitated towards it, and I still am able to run the brand. Thank you, Manza.
Yeah, I've always noticed that with your clothes, like it's so like it's like an extension of you, very similar to how your painting is. Like it's just kind of like I can tell you went straight from the idea to executing it. You talked about that one time about how you love painting because it's the easiest way for you to just go from ideal or like impulse to creation.
Bro, so fast, because it's like you have the tools, you know what I mean? And like I wonder if I was born in a different time period, like I'd probably be building cribs if I just had tools, you know what I mean? I think all we need is the tools, and then we could do something. Like, that's literally what you're here doing, bro. Like, you set out to make the plan, and you just got the tools and said, oh, okay, I'm here.
Yeah, once I got the tools, I'm not gonna lie,
Bro,
it was just...
and so that's what it is with painting. Like, I have a lot of different, like, I've made a lot of different brushes, and so my paintings look similar to each other because I have my own brushes, you know? I think everybody makes their own brushes, but I definitely do.
So is it like something you're like modifying?
Bro, I'm modifying, I'm hardening so that bristles are certain, like, strokes, and so that I'm able to get these same strokes so that it is my painting.
That's like when people are like tooling up like rifles and stuff. It's like, you know what I mean? You like, changed one little thing and now the whole thing is totally different. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Or like Harry Potter wands.
Yeah, everybody has their thing when it comes to like the way they paint. But I'd say I'm a subconscious painter. Because I am having conversations with myself. So it's like, yo, you really want to be talking about that? All right, whatever. Let's dive. And then, like, I don't typically name the paintings until after I'm finished. And I look at it, I sit with it, and I am simply just like, these are the words. And then through the words, I'm like, what does that mean to me? And then I, start to write what I feel this is meaning to me. And it typically matches the painting.
What would you say like art means to you, would mean to younger people, or like, just kids who just are trying to figure themselves out? And then what does community mean to you?
All right, so I'd go with the second question first. Community right now means to me like just having people you could depend on, having people you can call on, having people that are going to show up for you no matter what, you know what I mean? And even if they don't show up, that's communicated, having people that you are with because of a same shared energy. Community is so important to me right now, and like I value the people who I know who are fostering some communities, and it's really beautiful to see, I don't know how the different communities are going to intertwine, but I know that something is going to come together where like all of the different people I know that are building these communities, it's going to be beautiful. Like, I can't wait to have this community and this community supporting me through my endeavors, because there's a lot of great people that I've been meeting. Like, I have this homie named Sophie the homie. It was her birthday recently. She had like a birthday party in the park. Bro, we were playing with that rainbow parachute. What the fuck? These are...
Or you run under.
Yo, grown folk, grown folk. Enjoyable, bro. My boy Alon Gibbs, his fucking birthday celebration, it was on his rooftop of his studio. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, 40, 50 people just there to say hey. And they all talk to each other. No weird shit, bro.
So, like, yeah, actual genuine connection.
Like, how are you doing? Not, yo, so what do you paint? No, like, how are you doing? Yo, what just happened today? Yo, da-da-da-da-da. Like, cool shit like that. And so I think community right now, that's what community means to me, just having those folks. And I'd say what art means to kids right now. Kids don't know what art means to them until a little later. They just know it means something. They just know they like it. I didn't know how much dance meant to me until I got older. I didn't. I liked to dance. Dance is what I did. As a kid, this is what you do. Those kids growing up playing football, this is just what I do. When they stopped playing football, damn, I really loved football. Oh, I really liked football. Yo, what? You know what I mean? People come to those realizations after the fact. So I don't think art really does much for a kid right now, unless they're like being coerced in that action. You know what I mean? Like really being told like, yo, this art thing means so much to you. But kids don't put value on things until they have to. I don't think people put value on things until they have to.
You don't know what you got till it's gone.
Until it's gone, bro. And it's such a real thing, you know. And I'd say that's a part of like, you know, my maturity throughout this year, you know. Various things have happened where I've had to, you know, understand those types of ideas. And I think it's maturing, bro. I think everything it comes with time, bro. Everything comes with time.
That's the most mature perspective. The great Manza, I want to thank you so much for being on with me, bro.
Yeah, man. Sounded good. I hope it runs. I hope people do not think I'm an asshole or like full of myself and or like shitting on people doing their thing. I am not. That was some young nigga shit of my life, but I really do believe in a lot of people, bro. No bullshit. No bullshit. I think this shit is for everyone. But it's my turn too.
Yeah, like, absolutely, bro. I've been thinking that for a long time. It's your turn.
How you make the track? I really have like this new song that I think is fun as fuck, bro. Fun as fuck. It's called Puff Puff Pass, bro. Hey, bro, you wanna hear that shit?
Play it.
Bro, just got his art piece. Just got an art piece in the game.
Bro, I know. I'm like just plugging myself in.
Yeah. It's that Domino. Yeah. Long days. I like the puff pass. I like the puff pass. After long days, I like the puff pass. I like the puff pass. Long days. I like the puff pass. Like yeah. All day. I like the puff pass. Seems like it's just yesterday. These niggas moving so sideways. Might as well see them on the driveway. Play the game smart, you man up niggas like the highway. I wanna be right here, but you ain't never seen the high saves. Niggas moving high speed, but they is on a high chase. But I was reminiscing over there on a high place. Used to sit over the top, but now I done grace. Niggas now they look in the pots and that. Long days. I like the puff pass. I like the puff pass. Long days. I like the puff pass. Puff pass. After long days, I like the puff pass. I like the puff pass. After long days, yeah, I like the puff pass. I like the. Why? It ain't for everyone. So we turn up on the weekend. Niggas wanna be friends. They hardly ever see me on the your fucking hands deep in. You know I'ma dive. Real niggas been living 1,000 lives before you niggas are even wise. I could've took your girl, but she had different ties. But I ain't even wanna move that way. I'm wise. The type of guy to keep you float. The type of guy to make you wanna know. Everything you wanna do is what you owe. You reap what you sow. Niggas that I lay my bed, but I don't even sleep on a bed. I'm fresh out the couch, playing shit with y'all niggas wanna talk so much, but y'all don't have nothing to vouch. I play the shit right, open up my shit. Shit is stronger than a fucking McDonald's spray. Long days, after long days, I like the puff pass. Long days, long days, I like the puff pass. After long days, I like the puff pass. I like the puff pass. After long days, I like the puff pass. I like the puff pass.
Man, you got such a mixtape era soul, bro. Like all of your music is like that's what it is. Like it's like you can rap like a 90s nigga, but you got the soul and like the spirit of like somebody new and like that expression, which is like that mixtape era. So like late 2000s to like maybe like 2014 when people was like rapping on beats like that. Like I don't know how to, you know what I mean? Like Cudi,
yeah, they're
Big Sean in that mixtape era. Who else could I compare? I mean, it's hard to compare you, bro.
Hey man, shout out my boy Wiz.
Wiz for sure, bro. Wiz for sure. Like absolutely Wiz in that era when they was just trying to like they was so real. Because mixtapes was not really to make money. Like, they were samples and stuff. So it's just like, let me make sure people know who I am.
Bro.
Right? So it's that type of soul. It's that spirit of like, you're just gonna know me. Like, this is me on a track. This is me on an instrumental, like nothing else. And so, like, I don't know. That's the sense I always get from your stuff. All right, so like, take me behind that.
Bro,
what went into it?
Yo, I made that shit in, I can't lie, I made that in like probably 10 minutes. I made that probably in like 10 minutes. And
that's the real magic.
Not even like, yeah, and it was just magic because I was making that throughout the whole day. I recorded that in like 10 minutes, but I was making it throughout the whole day. So I had left my job that I'm currently at to go work for the damn U.S. Postal Service. I ain't telling nobody that they don't need to do that job because that job is for the people. For the people who do work there, kudos. For the people that don't work there and want to go apply, if you don't not like walking, if you don't like being in the sun, if you don't want to be doing no hard labor, that is not for you. And if you have a dream, do not sell yourself short and put yourself in a position just based off of the people around you expressing things about the future. You have your future. And that's what I had to tell myself. That's why I could say this fucking interview was needed. Because, bro, I had no business doing that, you know. I started, in a sense, slipping from the idea of who I am because of my surroundings and the understanding of, yo, what if you don't do it?
The doubt.
The doubt. And who am I to doubt myself now? I'm working a job that I'm doubting myself every day. I can't even come home and really paint. I can't even come home and really make a song. So this track literally came from like my first or second day of that job. And it was just a long ass day. It was the start of a heat wave. It was a lot. And so yeah, I was just scrolling. I got this one producer I rock with, my boy. I can't say his name because niggas gonna jack him heavy, but it's my boy from Sweden. He really cool dude. He's the one who has a lot of the tracks on. Y'all gonna find his name, but he has a lot of tracks on Domino Holiday Love Songs. So shout out to the boy. But you know, I just went into his stash, and I was like,
This one speaks to me.
Yeah, this one speaks to me, and I said, all right, this is the song. I literally just, in a sense, made it in my head, and I got off the train, walked straight to my house, plugged up the laptop in the car, and simply recorded it.
Right, that's something.
No bullshit.
That's what I want.
Exactly how it went, bro.